Alright, you are welcome to Smart Skill Hub. Today we're going to be talking on website design. So we're going to know how to design a website. Alright, so basically we're going to understand what a website is and why it is important. We're going to learn the different type of websites: personal website, business website, and blogging website. All right, so we're going to get into to introduce to free website building platforms. All right, which is basically WordPress. Then we're going to talk about the practical creating a simple website with no coding. So we're going to learn how websites can be monetize, right? So that is basically what we are going to understand in today's class. We want to understand what is a website. A website is a collection of pages on the internet where information, service, or product are displayed. All right, so example of this website are facebook.com. Facebook.com is a social networking website. All right, these are where people comes from different locations to access that platforms, the website. All right, so you can talk about jumia.com.ng. That's an e-commerce website where you come to shop from that website. You understand, people that build those websites from scratch to finished. So I think you know much about that. Then we also have websites like digital shops. Yeah, these are what you need to understand, that websites are like digital shops or offices. So they are open 24 hours, every day. Once you host your server, then it stays there, so as long as you want it to remain on that internet space. You need to also understand that website design does not require you to code anything. All right, basically maybe it doesn't. You don't code anything. You don't code anything, or except for some persons that are programmers, they might need some basic CSS styling. All right, so you don't need to be afraid. Maybe you're afraid of coding, you're afraid of writing lines of code. In this class you are not basically coding anything. All right, so we move on to why do you need a website. Website build trust. When people search for your business, they can find you online. Not just that alone, but you need to understand that, let's assume you have a portfolio for your business or for yourself. That particular, even if it is a resume, that resume does not really talk much. All right, let me just take it in the aspect of talking about yourself. So but in the business area, your mere WhatsApp status does not really talk much about your product or your service that you provide. All right, or even for your brand. So but in the website you have more details. All right, you have more details to give to your customers, so you can talk much on it. You can drop as many as you want. You are not limited. All right, so we move on to website expand reach. Anyone from any part of the world can access your service. Yes, anyone from anywhere in the world can access your service. They can know what you are doing without going to make any form of announcement. Yes, once your website is known, then people already know what you are doing. All right, so like Jumia, if you just log into Jumia website, you don't need to Google the MD, or you don't need to call him on phone to understand what he's doing. Once you get to the website, you will understand basically what he is doing, or what the website or what the business is all about. So we are considering, why do you need a website? All right, so website makes money. You can sell product, run adverts, you can sell product, run adverts, or promote affiliate links on your website. All right, so the fourth one is, even if you don't have a business yet, you can blog about something you love and grow it. All right, even if you don't have an existing business, of course, you know that Jumia is not a physical shop. For those of you that knows, Jumia is not a physical shop. What they do basically is, they just, when you place your order, they'll contact the company that produces that your order, and then they will ship it to to wherever they used to ship it to, and then they will now waybill it to your location. That's how it is, except maybe now, but as I know, Jumia does not have a physical warehouse or shops. All right, so it just calls, and then they link themselves, they partner with a company that does this product, and then they just place those visual images for you online, for you to see, and then determine the quantity, or the quantity you might be want to purchase, and then once your payment is done, they do the rest for you. So you can do this. You can run a business without having a physical shop. That's what I want to talk about. You can run a business without having a physical shop. For example, you can be selling shoes, but you don't have a shop for it. Just, if you have those people, if you have the contact of those people that produces those things, or maybe you have a shop that all right, then that produces these things, or that sells these things, you meet with them, you make an agreement with them, you discuss your percentage and their percentage. Once the people comes to a memorandum of agreement, then you move on, and then you start advertising basically what they are selling. And when you have an order, you just go to the company or to the shop, then you discuss with them, then you ship it to whosoever that needs it. And then once the money comes to your account, you actually do according to how you agreed. And before you know, you have something that you are doing. So website is best for such kind of business. All right, so we move to type of website. So we have website for companies, business website. Yeah, basically we have business website, that's for companies and for brand. We have personal website for portfolio. Yes, maybe you want to talk about yourself, or maybe you want to have your CV or your personal branding. Yeah, that's a personal website. We also have blog for sharing articles, opinions, or tutorials. Yeah, we have blogging website, as you all know. Then we have e-commerce website. Yeah, that's a kind of marketing website for selling product like Jumia. Yeah, Jumia is an example of an e-commerce website. We have a non-profit website for organization or for community projects. Yeah, let's assume, let's say you are in, maybe the federal government want to do a kind of grant on, maybe for all the government workers. That's a non-profit website. So basically, they just want to gather the information of, maybe, let's say, recently, for those of you that are in the tertiary institution, that the federal government issued a loan, a kind of loan that you don't need to pay with interest. And then both non-teaching and teaching staff were busy applying for that. All right, so that's a kind of a non-profiting website. So maybe it's for a project or for an organization. All right, so that is that on that. So we'll start, though basically I will say that we're not going to enter into a deep website building, because one, that is going to take us a kind of time, and then it is for the paid class. So we'll just show you how you can basically design a website. All right. Then, but if you want to talk about how you buy your domain name, yeah, you can talk about how you check for your domain name. You can choose your server. Like we have example of Avist host, we have Q server. Those are where you can buy your domain names, or you buy your other things that you'll be needing to build a website. So we'll be going on practical section. I'll just basically show you how to design a website a little bit, right? So let's move to the practical aspect.